So, the kitchen counter is completely installed. This is our 3-burner Magic Chef propane stove and oven. It's filthy, but fully installed again in the new countertop. So, everything on it works perfectly. I would have preferred the 4-burner we had in our old camper, but this one came with this and worked beautifully. We have our faucet installed. It is this really cool multi-bending copper one. Reaches out 18 inches from its mount, so it reaches most of the sink. It can be used to fill pots over the stove. Not that we would ever do it, but it can go right out the window if we should need to rinse off outside. So that's our faucet. We have this utility or workstation undermount sink, which instead of undermounting, I routed a little channel and it sits down into it nearly flush. It's kind of tricky to get it glued in, but it is really close to being dead flush and much nicer than having the exposed edge of the wood if we'd undermounted it. It comes with these little channels on the front and back, so we have a cutting board that fits in here, and I may build a matching custom cutting board that fills the whole thing that matches the rest of our countertop. We'll see, but this one that came with it is nice enough, nice and heavy duty. It also has this folding drying rack so that you can dry your dishes right over the sink, and it can be used just to cover a part of the sink, just depending. It also comes with this colander-like grate that moves anywhere you want in the sink and can be removed as well. That'll be nice because we can wash and then cut vegetables right in the sink without having to take up any counter space. So we just move that over and rinse the vegetables, chop them up right here, throw them in the pan. Nice and easy, hopefully. This workstation sink also has a nice 10-inch depth. It has a grate at the bottom that we aren't sure yet if we will use, but it is really nice to keep stuff off the bottom. It's got this zero clearance drain that just lets water underneath it, so it just barely sticks up. It also has a strainer basket, and I don't have it installed, but it came with a nice little cap if you need to fill the sink up. So it's a pretty killer sink that covers all of our bases and is a nice big sink. It's 23 inches by 19 inches, which is not too shabby for a bus, considering the entire counter in the kitchen is only about 7 feet with the stove and sink and everything. I do have the dinette table uninstalled from the wall, the mount, because I'm redoing this siding. But you'll notice these metal brackets here. The dinette table actually doubles, so you can look on this end, there are some hooks. It actually doubles as a counter extension, so it will clip into these, and the leg is extendable to fit down at this different height when it's counter, and it will come out to about right here and give us an L-shaped extension to the counter. So if we are prepping a lot of food, we can use it at counter height instead of over here where it's lower as a table. You can see I've torn off all the siding they were using for walls. I'm going to reuse most of it, but I'm going to install it a little differently so it's flat and flush mount. I also cut out the opening for that window. They had buried it. I am going to bury it because that's where our giant 70 or 75 inch TV is going to live, over part of that window. But I'm going to make the cover for it removable, so if I should ever need to access it, I can, in case the seals or something starts leaking, because these are the original windows from 1966. Also, the back of the OSB they've used was visible from outside, even though there's some tint to the window. So I'm going to spray paint the back of the cover I make, probably out of some better plywood instead of OSB, black, so that from the outside it just looks like an extra tinted window. So that's my progress here in the kitchen. The sink is fully functional. It's tied into the plumbing supply and drain. I don't have the wiring to the pump reinstalled. That's coming very soon with our lithium iron phosphate batteries to make our whole power system fully functional. The only thing that I don't like about our setup now is there was this handy little fold-out tray, and it sat right here and allowed you to keep your sponges and dishwasher soap packets and stuff right here, but it was too deep for this giant sink. I've only got maybe 1.5 inches between the back of the face frame and the front of the sink. So I may put a little net or something there to store some rags or pot holders or something. I don't know. Or it may just get left as it is or screwed in permanently. But my faucet and everything cleared all of our drawers, which are really well made, dovetailed front and back. It's all solid wood, solid oak, face frames, pine drawer boxes. But you can see in here the sink drain is attached. I got to get a clamp for the dishwasher drain, but it's there. And we have the dishwasher supply hooked up, and they're hiding behind the drain, but there are the supplies for hot and cold for the faucet. This faucet did come with a sprayer, but we have not installed it. With as big of a faucet as it is, I just don't know that we would use it, and it would be, no matter where we tried to tuck it, kind of right in the way. I think, though maybe not. We'll see. We may install it. I'm actually thinking about installing it in the bathroom near the toilet for a sprayer to clean out the toilet bowl, because it is an RV style toilet. But we'll see what happens. If we come back here to the bathroom, there's no lights back here, and you can see my lovely mess. Some of that's getting cleaned up today. You can see that we've started the copper install. The floor is all redone with tile, and we're going to line the entire walls with actual copper sheeting. The lines are all what's hidden by cabinets and the mirrors, because copper is freaking expensive, and I won't be putting any behind cabinets and the mirror, because you'll never see that once they're reinstalled. Got a new exhaust fan up here. I got to put the cover in. It needs a little trimming, but slowly coming along. Brand new toilet. All the plumbing under the sink in here is brand new. All the plumbing in the entire bus is brand new, though I do need to reattach the drain and the supply, but we're replacing this faucet, I believe, although maybe not immediately, so we shall see.